Hey guys, it's Tina here, and I'm really excited to talk with you about building relationships and forming people. And I do have some notes here, so if I look down from time to time, I just want to make sure I get everything to you tonight. In hopefully a short amount of time. So a little bit about me. I am a star diamond coach. I am a Success Club All-Star, and I have been a coach for about 7 years, working on that now. So very excited about this. I love what I do. I love helping other people, and one of the things I love the most is being able to share with you things that I have worked through to help me build my business, and in turn want you to do the same. So again, we're going to talk about building relationships and forming people. So hopefully you have a pen and pencil or paper, and you are going to be writing away with notes. So I really want you to think about, what are you doing when you're building a relationship? You're getting to know that person. We used to, before we had social media, we used to would go to a store, or we would meet someone, say at a ball game that our children might be at, or a park where our children might be playing, different places like that we met people and we would start a conversation with. So social media is really no different. I think when you take that out, that little bit of fear out, that it really is no different. You are just meeting people. People like to meet people. People want to meet people. And if you try to meet someone and they don't want to have a conversation with you, then you know what? You move on, because that person really was not someone that you would connect with anyway. So what I usually do is that in order for me to start building that relationship, I want to be looking for people that I have a connection with. So when I have my power hour, one of the first things that I do is I try to go to friends that I already have. Usually I look at friends that are high school friends, college friends, friends that I had that were in my sorority, different things that I've done over the past years. And I will go to those friends' pages that I'm already friends with, and I'll kind of look through their friends and see who I have that I remember, or that are mutual friends that I can go to their page and kind of just look and get a different connection that I feel with them. So when I do that, and I try to add 2 to 5 people a day. And the reason I say 2 to 5 is that it's according to how quickly you want to build your business. If you're wanting to build your business quickly, you're going to want to add more people. And on a side note, you also need to be careful about adding people too quickly and having too many requests out on Facebook, because Facebook doesn't like that. And they'll actually, they can put you in Facebook jail. I haven't seen anybody be in that situation in a long time, but what I can suggest to you is that when you send friend requests out, I have a notebook that I keep my power hours in, and I write on the date of who I sent the friend request to. So whether it's Sally, Joe, John, Jane, all right, and I write their names, their first name, their last name, and I write the date that I send the friend request. And what I'm going to do with that is I'm going to check back in about 2 or 3 days. And after about the 3rd day, maybe the 4th day, if they have not accepted my friend request, then I will rescind it. I will keep them out there as someone I might want to go to later, but I will take that off, because I don't want Facebook to tell me I have too many. And what I will say is that I've only had that happen to me once, and it wasn't actually a jail, it was actually just a warning. So something to just be aware of. But what I'll do is, once I send them a friend request, like I said, I've written their name down. And as soon as they accept me, which most people do, there's very seldom people that don't accept your friend request, and usually they're ones that don't actually get on Facebook very much, because I've noticed that. And so I don't ever take that personally. But what I'll do is I'll, once they accept my friend request within that time frame, then I go to their page and I just write a note. Hey, thanks so much for accepting my friend request. I love meeting new people on Facebook, and I look forward to getting to know you better. And I write down that date that I did that, because of course we're keeping up with this in our, in our power hour and our daily logs. And so then I'll start, kind of going through their feed, and I will, like comment on things and like things. And one thing I'll suggest is don't go too far back, because it almost looks like you're searching their page, if that's what, if you understand what I mean by that. So maybe 1 or 2 days out, just make a couple of comments. And I do this with everyone that has accepted my friend request on that day. So each day I'm sending out some friend requests, and then each day I'm looking at the ones that I have accepted, and I'm starting that initial conversation. So once I find something that I can connect with, so let's just say, for instance, I really like a certain type of workout shoe. So I noticed that one of the girls that I have just become friends with has mentioned something about she's looking for a running shoe, or she has used this certain brand. So I will make a comment on that post that says, "Oh my gosh, I have been wearing this certain brand for X amount of years, and I've been looking around to see if I can find a new brand. I would love to know what you think about that." And then I will send them actually a personal message and say, "Hey, so I'm just really glad that we met here on Facebook, and I really thank you so much, and I look forward to getting to know you better. And I really would love to know what you find out about those shoes, and if that would be something that you would share with me, because it would really help me." I mean, and all I'm doing is just have a general conversation. It's just like if you were in a store and you saw someone and they were looking at hairsprays or shampoos or whatever, and you just said, "Do you have a certain brand that you like? Because I'm looking for something new." It really, don't make it more complicated than it is, because when you do, what it does is it puts fear in you, and it takes the fun out of what we're doing, because this is supposed to be fun. And I tell my coaches that all the time: have fun, because if you don't have fun, then it really is a job, and this isn't a job. This is having fun. But anyway, so I do that with everybody that has accepted my friend request, and I will again make that note that I sent them a personal message. And then I kind of pay attention. I don't respond anymore. I will go and like some of their posts again on the next day, or I'll maybe comment, but I don't say anything in that message thread again that I've sent that personal message, because I'm waiting for them to comment to me, and I don't want it to seem like I'm being pushy or I'm jumping the gun. Usually they come back and they say something really quickly. Sometimes they don't. It's one of those things. But again, don't take it personally. Your whole object is to find people that you connect with. And when you connect with those people, they're going to connect with you. And we talk about how important it is to be the person that we really are, to be true, to be honest, to make sure that everything you're saying is up and up. People are going to see right through you if you are not who you say you are. And so I think it's very, very important that you are who you are, and when you make that connection, that you're listening to what they are saying. So let's go back to that Nike conversation. Oh, I say Nike, but to that shoe conversation. And she comes back to me and she says, "I really like the Nike shoes." And I'm like, "Oh, okay." I could go back and say, "I've tried Nike. They were a little bit narrow on my feet. Did you find that to be true for you?" And then of course she might come back and say, "No, I have thin feet, and so it wasn't any big deal." Or, "Oh my gosh, yes, that kind of does bother me." And she would probably say, "What shoe do you wear?" And so then I'm going to say, "I wear New Balance." So then we're going to talk about that, and hopefully I've already found some things on her page. Maybe she's got children, maybe they're younger, or maybe they're in college, or maybe she's a grandmother, whatever it is, and I will try to make a comment about that, because now I'm trying to get into a little bit about her family, a little bit about her personal self, so that I can, in turn, be able again to listen to what she's saying and listen to what her needs might be, because I don't know her that well yet, and I certainly don't want to come and say, "Hey, I've got this Beachbody program. I want you to buy it, because I can help you," right? We don't want to do that. We want to be there for someone when it's the right time. And sometimes it takes a while. I mean, I can tell you that I am all over the board. I have people that I have been working with and talking to for years. And all of a sudden, they'll send me a message and they'll be like, okay, Tina, I've been watching you. I've been seeing what you're doing. And I really, really am now interested. Would you send me some information? Will you talk to me? I have people that I meet and immediately it comes up. And it's because that just connection was right there. This morning, I'm on the phone with someone, and this is not social media, but it's a whole nother way to meet people. And I'm on the phone with this lady, and she, because of my email address, she says, "Are you a personal trainer?" And I said, "Yes, I am." And she said, "Oh my gosh, I would really like to talk to you further if you have time." And I'm like, "Absolutely. Are you on Facebook?" So right there on the phone, I looked her up, I made sure I spelled her name right, and I added her. And she's already accepted me, and so now we're just going to have that conversation. And I am not going to say much, if anything, about talking about losing weight. I'm going to hope that she looks at my page. I'm going to hope that she sees what I talk about, and that's going to make her comfortable about that, okay? So we're not always going to do everything perfect, so please realize that you're human. If something doesn't go the way you want to, or you feel like you've said something wrong or something, you know what, be honest and just say, "Hey, I want to apologize for that," or, "I didn't realize," whatever it was. Just be you, because people are looking for real people. People are looking to connect themselves. And I think it's really important that when we get to that point, so we've talked to them about their family, we've talked to them about what they do, what their occupation is, whether they're a stay-at-home mom, whether they work outside the home, whether they work part-time. We find out whether they're really happy with that or they're not happy with that. We talk about their children, maybe their husbands or their wives, whatever, right? We found that connection. Then we are into feeling very comfortable about, maybe you're going to have a 5-day free eating group, right? And so you make a post about it, and maybe they like it, maybe they don't, but if you would like to send them a personal invitation and you feel that you're at that point, then you just basically do it very, very naturally. "Hey, I don't know if you saw that I'm offering a free food group, and I would love to invite you to it. There's no obligation, and if it doesn't work for you or it's not the right time, that's okay too. Just thought I would ask you." Again, just like asking somebody to go to the movie, all right? Make it that simple, because it really is simple. And don't get all, worried about it. Just be you. I can promise you that if you're you, then you will be successful. A couple other things I really want to tell you that I think are important about building relationships and forming people, and that is, you have got to keep good notes. If you don't have good notes, if you don't have a system that works for you, and this is something that I've struggled with, and I'm going to be honest with you, and I think this is a great teaching moment for me, because in doing the research for this video, I realized that there are so many options out there. If you're a paper to pen person, then you know what? You have your paper, and you can do your columns or however you want to. One thing I really like is you could take a notebook and do tabs, and you can do the first contact. You could do when you've invited them. You can do like the contacts or the tab for your coaches. But whatever it is that you do, make sure that you have that system down and that you are keeping good notes, and follow up. So let's say you found and accepted or the friend accepted your request on Monday, and on Tuesday morning when you go in, you're like, "Oh gosh, she accepted my friend request, so I'm going to go and I'm going to say hey, and I'm so glad that we're friends," and then I'm going to maybe make a post or two, or comment or two on one of her posts, and start hopefully with that engaging, and then make sure you write that down, because you want to make sure that in a couple of more days you have gone back to her page, okay? But if you don't have that system set up, so that you know who you need to talk to each day. You're going to get frustrated because you're going to be all over the place. And again, I know this from personal experience, so I am telling you that if you have a system in place, you will be so much happier. There's Evernote, there's Google that you can do. You can do Excel spreadsheets. Also, too, there's a lot of Beachbody, you know, what's the word I'm looking for? But Beachbody forms that you can use. You know, we have the power of 3. So anything that can make your life simpler, use it. Okay. All right, guys. I hope that you got some good information from tonight's video. And again, if you have questions or you need more information, please ask me because I'm always here for you. And I'll talk to you guys later.